Choosing a website hosting company is one of the most important decisions you can make when it comes to setting up and owning a website. You want to make sure that you choose a company that offers super fast performance, is super reliable, has a really easy to use control panel, and are there for you if you ever need some support. Well, recently I've been hearing about a company called Kinsta. And what I've been hearing is that they offer all of those things that you need. They're super fast, they're super reliable, they've got good support. The control panel interface is really slick. So I thought I'd give them a try. In this video, I'm going to be setting up a new website with Kinsta. It's a new project that I'm thinking about starting really soon. It's a WordPress website with WooCommerce. I'm going to take you through the setup process. We're going to take a look at the Kinsta control panel, and at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my overall thoughts and opinion on Kinsta and whether they'd be a good fit for you as a hosting company. I'll put a link up now to Kinsta in a card, and also you'll find links to everything that I talk about in the description of this video. So do go check that out. The link is an affiliate link. Thank you very much if you use it. But anyway, let me jump on the computer and let's set up a website with Kinsta. So I'm over at the Kinsta website. Let's take a look at the pricing real quick. So for a single site that's getting 25,000 visits a month, you're looking at $30 a month. If you've got more than one site, then it's $59 a month. And this is based on annual pricing. Now, Kinsta's certainly not the cheapest hosting out there, but it is one of the best. And at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. You get a lot of features for your money. And, well, I'm going to take you through those features right now. We're going to log in. But if you come here and click compare features, you can see exactly what you're getting in terms of great uptime, a CDN, you get the free migration service, you've got backups, you've got SSL certificates, and, well, of course, it's super fast, and I'll be testing that out as well as we go through this video. So I'm already signed up, and let me log in and show you what you get. So this is the Kinsta dashboard. It's a really nice looking dashboard, I've got to say. You've got a live chat down the bottom right if you need any help. Hopefully we won't need that today. And then you've got your options here in terms of setting up a new site or an application. Now, I'm going to be setting up a WordPress website, so we'll check out this. But you can run other things on this hosting. It's not just for WordPress. If you've already got an existing WordPress site, you can request a migration with this button. But I'm going to create a new site today. So let's click Create a Site. Here you've got a couple of options. You can install WordPress, you've got an empty environment, or you can clone something that you've already got. Let's go for Install WordPress, then click Continue. Let's give the site a name. The site I'm going to be creating today is called Racket Vibes. It's going to be a site all around racket sports. I think it's going to be a print-on-demand site once it's all finished. Next, we've got our data center location. So choose a location that's near where your visitors are going to come from. Of course, we are going to be using a CDN as well, so it doesn't matter too much. But I'll choose Iowa. Why not? And then we've got the CDN ticked here and the edge cache as well. So let's click Continue. Now we've got our WordPress options. Again, I'll put the name in here. Then we need a WordPress admin username. I'll go for WP Eagle. Next, we need a WordPress admin password. I've got one in my clipboard that I've just copied from my password generator. You can type one in or use your password generator. Let's put that in there. Next, it's the admin email. That's fine. My email address is alex@alexdigital.com. Then we can select a language. I'll leave it on English US. Then you've got a few other options. I do want WooCommerce because I'm going to be, as I say, probably doing a print on demand with this website. So let's tick Install WooCommerce, and that's it for WordPress. Let's click Continue. It's popped up a checklist here that we can go through if you want to. So it's about testing your website and adding your domain, which we're going to do in a second, and then setting up the HTTPS. We'll be going through all of this in a few moments. I can navigate away from this page while it's doing its thing. Let's just close that. We can close this. And it's still doing its thing. I think if we check on the dashboard, it says your site is being created. So let's just wait a few moments and then we can continue setting up the website. So my site is already here is the Kinsta dashboard. You've got lots of great information here. There's some analytics. So you can see your resource usage. You've got bandwidth. You've got unique visits and CDN usage. Of course, they're all on 0 because well, we haven't done anything with the website yet. The first thing I want to do is add my domain name, and I'm going to be using the Kinsta Premium DNS service that they offer. So I've already got it registered over on Namecheap. So to add it, I just simply come into DNS here. Then click add your first domain name. I'm going to type in my domain name here. The domain name is racketvibes.com. And then I can link it to my site by just clicking on the drop down here and then click add domain. So now I need to go and update the name servers on my domain. And to do that, I need to go over to my domain name registrar, which is Namecheap. So I'm logged into the Namecheap control panel. If you're with a different registrar, don't worry. The process is pretty much the same. You're going to want to log in, find the domain name that you've registered, and then go into the settings and look for the name server settings and see if you can set them to custom name servers. So in Namecheap, you go onto manage next to the domain name. And then right here, we've got name servers, and then select custom DNS, and then I can copy and paste the Kinsta name servers into these boxes. So let's do that. So I'm going to go into Kinsta. Let's copy the first one, then back into Namecheap, paste that there, get the next one. And let's add the final two. That's done. Then let's just click on the little tick to save it. Okay, so they're all updated, and there is a message up here that says we need to wait maybe up to 48 hours for it to take effect. It doesn't usually take that long, but it is going to take a few minutes for the domain name to start working with our new Kinsta hosting. So while we're waiting, let's jump back into Kinsta, and I'll take you through the control panel and some of the cool features that we've got. So here is the Kinsta dashboard. Let's take a look what we've got. So as I said, you've got the widgets here, which show you different analytics. You can dig in to get more detailed analytics. Of course, we haven't got anything to look at just yet, but when the data starts coming through, you get some really nice graphs and reports. Let's just go back. If we click on the site here, you get all of the information regarding your hosting. So the environment, the IP address, the WordPress version, whole load of cool techie stuff that you may or may not want. Down here, you've got some useful buttons in terms of you can transfer your site by clicking on that button. You can reset your site if you need to, which will basically remove all the files and databases and all that kind of stuff and put it back to a fresh WordPress install. And then you can delete the site completely. The next tab is the domains. We'll come back to that later. Next, we've got backups, which is very useful, of course. So you get regular daily backups, and each backup is stored for 14 days. And if you need to restore, you can do it in here. You've also got hourly backups, so you can set them for every 6 hours or every hour if you want, but there is an extra fee for that. You've got manual backups. So if you just want to do a backup before you make some changes to your site, you can do that here, which is a really cool feature. This is really good because it means you don't have to install additional plugins onto your WordPress. You've got some system generated. So these will be before something specific happens, maybe updates, that kind of thing. And then you've got some external backups if you want. So you can back up to Google Cloud or AWS. And finally, you've got an area where you can download some backups if you like. So always good to have a backup downloaded onto your computer. Let's take a look at tools. So really quickly, let me take you through some of these really cool tools. You've got a restart PHP. So if you've got some issues, you can do a little reboot, standard fix in anything technical, turn it off, turn it on again, restart it, can fix your problems. If problems are still persistent, you've got WordPress debugging, which is useful. So if you start getting any errors within your WordPress, you can use this to figure out what's going on. You've got search and replace, which is really useful if you change your domain name. So this will go through your database and do a search and replace, which is, I say, really useful if you change domain names, or maybe you want to change something else, but anything within WordPress can be changed with a search and replace. So that's a good tool. Again, eliminating a WordPress plugin. Got relic monitoring here. So again, that's for troubleshooting. If you know what that is, then you're probably going to want it. If you don't, then don't worry about it. You've got password protection, so you can add an extra layer of security. Here you've got false HTTPS, which will make sure that your site always loads over a secure connection. Here is geolocation. So you can add different redirect rules there to for people coming from different countries. So maybe you want to redirect them to a certain page or a certain website if they're coming from a certain area in the world. Next, you've got the Ion Cube Loader, which again, you'll know if you need this, if you know what you're doing. If maybe you've got a plugin or theme that needs it, you can just turn it on here. Here you can adjust your PHP engine to a different version if you like. Again, probably don't mess with that if you don't know what you're doing. Here we've got remove set cookie headers. So this is to do with caching, and if you're having some problems, you can enable and disable this. Next, we've got site preview, which basically allows you to test out your site before you set up any DNS or any domains. Here we've got early hints, which can improve loading speed by allowing the browser to preload resources. So that's probably a good thing to enable. I thought I'm going to turn that on. And then down the bottom here, we've got Dev Kinsta, which basically allows you to set up sites on your local machine, and then you can deploy them to the hosting. Next up, there's the redirects. So this is just a basic redirect tool. If you need to redirect traffic from one URL to another, good if you change some pages, that kind of thing. You can do this here, or maybe you'd use a plugin on WordPress, but having it on the hosting, again, reduces the need for plugins. Speaking of plugins, and themes, let's have a look at themes and plugins. So here it'll tell you what you've got installed on your WordPress site, your plugins. You can turn them on and off. It's a good way of seeing what you've got without having to log into your WordPress website. Next, we've got add-ons. So these are optional add-ons that you can purchase. Maybe you want some extra disk space, some extra PHP memory, a reverse proxy. Yeah, you can choose what you like here and quickly add them to your account. Next, we've got IP deny. So this is for spammers and bots and things that are hitting your site. You can see these IP addresses coming in. You can put them in here and deny them access. Here's the analytics, which I've already touched on, which will show you your visits and your usage and all kinds of interesting stuff, your performance. Lots of cool graphs if you like cool graphs. Here is the caching. So caching is enabled by default. You can turn on mobile caching here. You can clear the cache when you're making changes. You want to see those changes reflected. Then got the CDN here, which is the content delivery network, which will improve the performance of your site. And again, you can clear the cache. You can go into your image optimization, which will convert your PNG and GIFs and JPEGs into the WebP format, which will improve your website speed and things. You've got some settings here. It's turned off by default, but you may want to set it to lossless or lossy, give you a bit of extra speed. And here is where you can set which files are excluded from the CDN if you need that. Here we've got the server caching. Again, just a simple option to clear it if you need to. And here is Redis. If you want it, it's an extra $100 a month. The next one is the APM, which is application performance monitoring. If you need it, then you probably know that you need it. It's a techie thing. It allows you to kind of see which things are not performing as they should, and what things are actually having a negative impact on site performance. Probably not going to need it unless, as I say, you know that you need it and you know what you're doing. Next, we've got user management. So you can add extra users, give them access to control panel, which is useful. And then it's just user activity and logs. So that's all the cool features that you get with Kinsta. And it's a really nice control panel. You don't often see a hosting control panel that's got all of these features and is laid out in such a clear and easy to use way. All right, let's see if our domain name has come across now. It's been about an hour since I updated those DNS settings over at Namecheap. Let's see if the changes have taken place. So I'm in the DNS section on Kinsta. I'm going to click on the domain name. Okay, so everything's looking good in here. We've got the green tick. What we do need to do is add this domain to the WordPress website. Even though we have linked it, there's still a little bit of extra configuration we need to do. So let's do that now. Let's jump into WordPress sites and click on Racket Vibes. Go to domains and then add domain. Add the domain here, racketvibes.com. What are these advanced options? That's all fine. Click add domain. Okay, so that's done. It says we're updating your DNS records to verify this domain and generating an SSL certificate. This process may take up to an hour. We'll email you when the domain is live. So I don't need to do anything else. So I'm going to wait up to an hour. I'm sure it's not going to take an hour. Probably take much less time than that. But yeah, let's go and have a cup of tea and come back and see what happens in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm still waiting on the domain. It's been about an hour. I was expecting it to be done by now, but it's still not quite done, the DNS thing. But I wanted to record right now because I'm just in a live chat with the Kinsta Support, and they've been really helpful. I was just asking about the DNS, just double checking a couple of things. And yeah, they're saying it's normal. They say it says, give it like 5 to 10 minutes. I've been waiting nearly 40 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to carry on this live chat. Really impressed that you get connected to a real person really quickly. It's good to know because things do sometimes go wrong with websites and with hosting and with WordPress and all that kind of thing. In fact, you're guaranteed to have something go wrong at some point. It's just inevitable with technology. So it's really good to know that there is someone at the end of the live chat that can help you out. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient and hopefully the domain will be working in a few more minutes. Okay, so just 10 minutes after I recorded that last bit with the support, it seems to have all propagated and is all working. So Vladan, who I'm talking to on support, has just confirmed what I need to do. Basically, I've got a message here that says point your domain. Just close you, Vladan, for a second. If I click on point domain, there isn't actually anything I need to do because it's all been done automatically. I just need to click OK. I've done it. And then we should be all good, which is nice. What I want to do is just make this the primary domain. So I'm just going to click on these 3 little dots, click make primary domain. I'm going to do run a search and replace. Won't update email address. That's fine. Let's click make primary. So that's going to change anything within the WordPress that's pointing to the kind of staging address. So that should be all good. If we click open URL, there is the site. So that was pretty straightforward. It took a little bit longer than I thought, but then, let's say, DNS always seems to. The final thing I want to do is run this through the Google Pagespeed tool just to see how fast everything is. I mean, we're running the default WordPress theme here. There is WooCommerce installed, but I'd expect some really high scores. I am going to be building this website out, and I'll continue to do Pagespeed tests as I do that. And of course, I'll be making videos about the site that I'm creating here. As I said, it's going to be print on demand. Should be quite fun. So let's just run this through the Google Pagespeed test. Okay, here we are. I'm on Google Pagespeed Insights. Let me just paste it in the URL. Click Analyze. It's going to take a moment. And there we go. We got 97 out of 100 on mobile, which is extremely fast. I mean, there's a few images, I think, on this this theme that are a little bit weird. But that's a great start. I say I'm going to be adding some other themes. Well, a other theme. I haven't quite decided yet. I've got one in mind that I think I'm going to use for the print-on-demand site, and I'll be doing some videos about that in the very near future. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those. But that concludes my walkthrough of Kinsta. Really impressed. Let me just go back to my face and we'll finish off this video. So there we go. That was Kinsta. Got to say, I was really impressed with the entire process of setting up the website and getting WordPress installed. That was super easy and super fast. I was also impressed by their support when I needed it. When I had a couple of quick questions, they were there for me and helped me out really quickly and really easily. In terms of performance, of course, the site is not up and running fully yet. It's not loaded with products and all that kind of stuff. But from what I can see from the initial Google PageSpeed check, it looks really good and really promising and really fast. And of course, you would expect it to be when you're getting hosting that comes with built-in caching and a built-in content delivery network. I'm not sure Kinsta is going to be for everyone, especially maybe if you're just starting out and you're on a very low budget and your website's not getting any traffic. But if you are more established, or if you are thinking of building a site and you've got big dreams and big goals for it and you are hoping to build traffic really quickly, then I'd seriously consider Kinsta, as they offer some really reliable, really fast and really easy to use hosting. It's going to be perfect for those kind of projects. Remember, you'll find a link to Kinsta in the description. Do go take a look. And let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, what you think of Kinsta, or anything else to do with hosting. Who are you using for your hosting? I'd love to know, and let me know how you get on with them, whether they're good or bad. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, until next time, I wish you the best of luck with your websites. See you later.